super fan, kind of beaten up, cut open look. It was so fun to do. It does require some special effects, so I just used the liquid latex and some fake blood. I got them really cheap. I think this was about £3 on Amazon, so it's not expensive. And if you watch this video, it's super easy to do. I tried to explain it as best as I could so that everybody at home could do it, and I tried to do it quite simple. So the only bit that's actually a little bit technical is this area here, but I tried to explain it as best as I could, so hopefully you get it. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave them down below, and if you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. So first of all, I'm going to prime my skin. Today I'm using the Benefit Professional. This is a really good primer, so it's nice and thick, so none of it will seep into your skin or anything like that. And I'm just placing this everywhere that I would usually prime, and yeah. So now I'm moving on to the special effects, and basically what I'm doing is applying a thin layer of liquid latex onto where I want my cut to be. I want it to be quite a big slash, so I've applied quite a bit of liquid latex, and then on top of that, while it's still wet, I'm applying a tissue. It's literally one layer of tissue, so it's not very thick, and I'm just ripping it off everywhere where the liquid latex is, and then applying another layer. It's super easy to do. It just looks way more complicated than it is. So I'm just making sure all of it's covered with the liquid latex, and yeah. Now I'm literally doing the exact same. It's really important though that you wait for the liquid latex to dry before you do another layer, and then you can just build it up. I did mine 3 or 4 times just so it was nice and thick and didn't crumble or break when you cut it. So now is foundation. I'm using a mixture of the NARS and the Maybelline Stay Matte. This just makes a really nice flawless complexion. I absolutely love using these two together. I use it together every single day, and I'm literally just applying my foundation as usual with a beauty blender. It's really important that you wait for the liquid latex to dry. Mine took about 5 to 10 minutes, so I just watched some TV while I waited, and then you can literally apply your foundation over it just as you normally would. I do recommend doing it with a beauty blender just in case your liquid latex isn't fully dry yet, because otherwise you might move it around or brush it or rip it or anything like that. So a beauty blender is definitely better. Now I'm doing my concealer. My concealer is literally the same as I would usually do it every single day. I'm using the 17 concealer. You can get it from Boots. It's so good. It's really full coverage. It's got a really natural finish, and I'm literally just applying it as usual. There's no special way to doing this, so yeah, literally just blending it in with a damp beauty blender, and yeah. Now, a little tip that I love to do is I always douse my face in Fix Plus and then blend it in with my beauty blender. This, I feel, gives me a really natural finish, and I'm obsessed with doing it. Now I'm just powdering using my Revlon banana powder. This powder is the best drugstore powder ever. Now I'm cutting open the liquid latex. You have to be really careful at this point. Do not cut your skin, as it will really hurt. So I'm just gently holding the liquid latex and then cutting it with the scissors, and every time I do a little bit I kind of rip it open with my fingers just to make it a little bit more of a bigger gash, so it looks a lot more dramatic. But again, just be so careful. You can do this with tweezers as well. Now, where there is a hole in the liquid latex, you just want to fill it all in with black. This is going to really help when you're adding the fake blood and everything, because it's going to make it look a lot more dramatic and basically like there is actually a real hole. So this is definitely the best bit, and it's the fake blood. I'm starting off with some scabby blood, and I'm just popping it in the hole. You don't have to be precise with this at all. Just rub it around the edges, any way you think it would look good, and then I'm going in with more of a trickly blood. So this is the one that's going to kind of drop down and make it look like it's kind of seeping down the face and make it look like it's really an open wound. You do not have to be precise with this. You can be as messy as you want. Just make sure you put a towel down. Now, to make it look bruised and beaten, we're going to add some black and some purples around the cut. You can really be as messy as you want with this and add as much or as little as you want. So I just went and did my brows off camera, as I do them all the time, and I thought it was a bit boring to watch it again. And then I'm just going to do my eyes. So I added an orangey shade and then a brown shade as I went lower down. Literally, it's nothing dramatic. You can draw a really dramatic eye if you wanted to, but I wanted more of the focus to be on the blood and the cuts and stuff, so I kept it fairly simple. And yeah. Obviously you need a little bit of mascara, so I'm just popping the Thick and Fast by Soap and Glory on both of my lashes. I have been obsessed with this mascara lately. It's actually overtaken my Benefit one. And then I'm just adding a little bit of black to my nose and a little bit of purple. And then I'm going to go ahead and bronze up my face just like I usually would. There's really nothing special about this. And I'm using the NYX bronzer in, I think it's the shade Malibu, but I'll double check and put it in the description. And of course, no look is complete without a highlighter. I'm using my favourite one from the Sleek palette. It's the Cleopatra set, I think it's called. It is amazing, and I'm obsessed with the kind of champagne-y gold shade in the palette. It's so good. Then I'm lip lining my lips with the Essence in the Nude lip liner. And I'm just popping this all over my lips because I wanted it to be super, super natural. I didn't want to go ahead with a lipstick. So I didn't want it to be too creamy. And then, as you can see here, I'm popping blood on, so I didn't want it to break or anything like this. With this blood, I literally just pushed it until it came out, and I did the same thing underneath my eye. But then I went ahead and used a little bit of black just to blend it in. And I feel like it looks not natural, but kind of like it blends in a lot better now. And then I just left the blood to trickle down. So this is the final look. I am so happy with how it turned out. I absolutely love it, and it was so much fun to create. I had no idea what I was doing the whole time. I was just kind of winging it. I know I wanted to do some special effects, as I haven't done that on my channel before, and I'm so buzzing with how it turned out. I absolutely love it. If you do recreate this for Halloween, make sure you tag me below.